MMA Guru, what's good, man?
What up, baby?
Dev Williams.
What we getting at today?
You know what it is, man. It's fight night.
Adesanya, Stylebender, and Romero. I've been literally flip-flopping back and forth between who I think is going to win this fight. It's like everything I can say about Adesanya, I can make a counterpoint for Romero. Like if we look at Adesanya, it's like he's going to have the reach advantage. He's obviously younger. He's explosive as hell. He's got power going backwards, which he displayed in the Whitaker fight, which was very surprising that he was able to put Whitaker away, leaning back with essentially an arm shot while he was getting hit. So, but Romero's got a great chin. He's the freakiest athlete in the UFC, period. Probably in combat sports, period.
If Adesanya mess up once, he getting caught. Like getting caught with a flying knee, something. He going in.
But see, it's hard. They both got good chins, but they both can get caught. They both explosive. I can say that Adesanya is younger, so he's probably going to be fresher. But Romero has been there a couple times and didn't get it, and he noticed his last chance, so he might pull out all the stops. He might be using them Cuban supplements, all that shit. So I don't know. What he might.
Hey, wait, I got a question for you, right? So has the Stylebender ever fought anybody as explosive as Romero?
As explosive?
He's explosive at 40.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. The person that he fought that was the most explosive, the two, and I'll actually give one because Whitaker's explosive, but he's kind of, see, the most explosive guy he fought, period, the most athletic guy he fought was Derek Brunson. That's the most athletic guy, but Derek Brunson lacks a lot of skills. Whitaker's explosive and has a lot of skills, but we got to admit that ring rust is a real thing. He was coming off of 2 major injuries and fighting in your hometown, defending your belt against the most dangerous kid in the division. I mean, and he was rushing a lot of his work, so I'm not sure with Whitaker we even got that night because if we being honest, Whitaker was doing good up until the ending points of the round. He was landing, he was dodging, he was winning on I think everybody's scorecards except for the very ends of the round, and that's when he was getting caught, when he started overextending. But Whitaker's been slept by welterweights before, so it's not like he had like the greatest chin, and he came off 2 wars with Yoel when he was getting hurt bad, so I think all that played into him getting caught. But Yoel just a different animal. Yoel just a whole different animal. He can put you out. Yoel can put you out with any shot. He got right hand knockout, left hand knockout. He got flying knee knockouts. He done drop motherfucker spinning back fist, head kick, everything. It's not really nothing he can't do. The one thing that I don't like the narrative of the fight is they keep calling it like a striker versus a wrestler. Like, yes, Yoel Romero is a very good wrestler, but Yoel has never actively tried to just take a guy down and hold him since he left Strikeforce. Like in the UFC, he uses wrestling in reverse, or he'll do a burst takedown like how you kind of saw him do against Lyoto and against Derek Brunson when he fought him too, where he'll just kind of chill, and then blast you, and the second he gets you down, just kind of ram elbows. He never is like looking to take you down and hold you down. I can't even name a fight where he took a guy down and just like actively held him down. And I don't think even if he does come in looking to take Adesanya down, that he's gonna be able to hold him down. I don't think so at all. I think this is probably gonna wind up being a kickboxing match. And in that sense, like you can kind of give Adesanya the advantage because you know he got all the kickboxing accolades, but we in little gloves, so everything changed. It's like the same thing I'm gonna say about the Joanna fight. It's like little gloves changed the whole sport. And when you got somebody like Romero, where if he skimmed the top of your forehead, you might wind up on the floor. And he is a vicious finisher, and he can carry his power. I don't know. I only seen Adesanya go 5 in MMA with Kelvin Gastelum, and he was looking tired. And if he get tired against Romero and keep giving him opportunity after opportunity, he could get caught. It's a 50-50 fight, but if I got to put my money on somebody, by a slim margin, I'm going to put it on Adesanya simply because Adesanya has more ways to win. Meaning he can win this fight going backwards. He can win this fight in the exchanges. He can win this fight going forward. If Yoel tires out and his gas is better and he won't walk him down in the later round, he got more options in this fight. But Yoel, it's like talking about a Deontay Wilder, but he got that kind of power in every shot. You feel me? Like, it's hard to bet against somebody like Yoel when he can put you away with a right hand, with a left hand, and you got elbows and knees. He could blitz you and just throw you. He could be on the clinch. He can just surprise you with a spin. And if you getting caught by Kelvin Gastelum, you probably going to get caught by Yoel Romero. But if I got to edge it, if I got to put my money on it, by a slim margin, like a 49 to 51%, I gotta put it on Adesanya, but it can go either way. That's a great fight. That's a fight that I'm surprised got made, because I thought he would have ran from that fight. A smart person wouldn't have took Yoel, but I commend him for that, taking the hardest guy in the division.
I think that, and we just talked about this earlier, I think they're looking to replace John Jones as far as with the marquee black fighter. Yeah.
And that's good. It's gonna be hard with him. Like, I get what you're saying, and you can definitely see it in the way they push him.
Yeah.
Because they never have pushed an Australian fighter like this before. Like, never. And New Zealand fighter like that. And I think it's particularly because he will appeal to the African American audience. Even little stuff, and especially the younger African American audience. You know, him being like, he does all like the anime stuff and all that kind of stuff. Gives like homage to the cartoons that kids grow up on. I think for the upcoming generation, especially since he's still young in the sport too, he's a great move.
How old is he? What is he, 20?
Who? Adesanya?
Yeah.
He's either late 20s, very, very early, maybe 30. I'm not sure.
Nah, he's not.
But he's young. He's a young dude, so I think that, for the upcoming generation, they want to capture a younger market, because the younger African American audience is normally what they only really know who Conor McGregor is and Rampage. Like, that's the only two names I've ever heard.
And if you notice, you start to see Dana White transitioning out, because remember the real big push on Darren Till.
Exactly.
So they're looking for the next crop of stars.
Yeah, they're looking for the next crop. I think they still gonna push Darren Till if he just had 2 hiccups. We still gotta remember, by himself he sold out his hometown. He sold out, what was that, like 20,000 seater or something like that? He sold out crazy number by himself with Stephen Thompson. Like, that wasn't a fight that everybody was clamoring to see, and it kind of went as boring as everybody thought it would go. And he still sold it out. So I think they still push Darren Till, but with Adesanya, it's like, you can't really replace John Jones, because more of the older crowd knows John Jones. Yes, he has all his BS and stuff like that, but I think that sometimes plays to his advantage, media-wise. John Jones is weird. That's why who he is who he is in the media, because he's like a bad guy that people love, and now he's trying to be a good guy, but people still kind of hate him. So it's kind of...
Bro, I've heard stories that only people from Binghamton know.
Dude. Trust me, John. I'm letting you know. Fighters don't keep their mouth closed. I'm in Philly, and I done heard something about you, baby. I done heard anything about you, baby. Anything. I'm in Philly. So stop keeping your business around these fighters and these coaches and stuff. You never know who you run into at the airport. All right? But yeah, with the Adesanya is interesting. I mean, even if he loses this fight, he's still going to be... even if he loses this fight...
He needs this one, though. This one, I feel like, will propel him
will propel him to another level, again, amongst the younger crowd. Because if you're looking at... we talking about how they pushing him. It's like... I think a lot of people are somewhat... Even though they respect how dangerous Yoel is, if I'm talking to people, I keep hearing Adesanya is probably going to win. I keep hearing Adesanya is probably going to win. So I don't think that...
He's the sexy pick.
Yeah, he is, but... It's an interesting fight. It's one of those it's one of those I call barbershop fights, like a fight that I never thought was going to happen, because it just kind of looked like Romero was on his way down, especially with that bullshit loss. And then, Adesanya just keeps skyrocketing. Like, every fight, he jumps into another tier of UFC star. So I didn't think it would happen. I really commend Adesanya for calling somebody like Yoel out, because that's something that a lot of guys... It was literally like, oh, you think you can beat me? Come get it type shit. So... And I like that. Like, I was kind of iffy on Adesanya before, and I followed him since his 7th kickboxing fight, just through our names. And then when he started getting televised, I started following his career, especially in Glory and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I respect it. He took a fight that he know he can't lose. He talking reckless like he gonna walk through Romero. Don't nobody walk through Romero. That's just not happening. Like, it's just not happening. If he does walk through Romero, he replaces John Jones. That, like, a good win, ain't gonna replace John Jones. But if you walk through Romero and John Jones is having debatables with fucking Dominic Reyes, you having debatables with Reyes, and you walking through Romero, you in a whole nother league right now. So, what's up?